Hello everyone, and welcome to my new video on stock market, where I'm going to discuss about my stock portfolio. So many of you have asked me to disclose my portfolio, and you have asked me to make a video on the same. So I thought that I will share whatever stocks I have in my portfolio with all of you, and that helps you also. I mean, because I will be basically also telling you why I have bought this stock, so maybe you can also provide your reviews on these stocks. So that way it helps me also. Okay, so just a minute. Okay. So in my portfolio, I am sure that not all of my stocks will do good in the future. I mean, if all the stocks do good, then maybe it's time to change the job, right? If all the stocks do good, it's better to become a fund manager then, right? If I'm so good at that. So for anyone, not all the stocks will do good, right? I mean, even if you take a Warren Buffett or any other big investor, for them also not all the stocks do good. Some stocks do bad, some do very good, some do decent, right? So that's how mostly stock market works. Now, out of 15 stocks, let's say I have, even if five, six, or seven stocks become multi-bagger stocks, like they give huge returns in next 10 years, then also my overall returns, if you see, will be good. So let's say six, seven does very good, and then maybe okay, three, four does decent, and let's say four or five does very bad. In that case, also I should be making good returns. And also I will you can also share your portfolio in the comments. Like I can also look at all of your portfolio, and maybe I will be able to spot some good stocks in those, right? And maybe I will later analyze those stocks, and maybe I will invest in them. And also I will make a detailed share analysis of all of these stocks that I have bought in separate video. So I have already made for some of the stocks like Kaya. Okay, I should not disclose the stocks now. Okay, when I go to them, I will tell this. And also subscribe to my channel for further updates. So keep encouraging me in making this type of videos. So do subscribe. Okay, so this is my overall portfolio, like where my overall money is, like equity or stock market has like 50% of my portfolio. From 50% of equity, direct stocks has 50% of my money, and mutual funds 40%. So equity is divided between direct stocks, like stocks that I'm buying directly from stock market, and indirectly through mutual funds. So mutual funds mostly I invest for tax saving purposes in ELSS. So that's 40%. My provident fund and fixed deposits, so these together, these are basically very safe investment, right? You are going to get that much returns, right? It's very safe. So 40% is in this, and emergency cash is 10%. So this is normally for emergency purpose, right? If some emergency arises for those purpose. I don't have much cash in my hand to buy stocks now, because I am mostly fully invested at this time. At least I did like a lot of investment during the COVID crash, but now okay, I do not have much cash. And my aim is to increase allocation to around 70%. I mean, equity allocation to 70%. I will, my aim is to do that in the next 1 2 years. And also in stocks, I prefer to like 70 to 80%. I prefer to invest in large caps and mid caps, and rest of let's say 30 to 20% in more risky companies like small caps companies. So the first stock that most of the mutual fund has, I mean, in their portfolio is HDFC Bank. That's also there in my portfolio. This is the largest bank by market capitalization in India. It's a HDFC Group stock. So this has very good promoters, very good management, 20% profits, CAGR returns since its IPO, and also in last 10 years. That's huge returns, right? 20% CAGR. Okay, and also I will tell one thing, that most of the stocks I buy, right? For me, the sense is that, I mean, it makes sense for me to buy a stock if that company can grow its profits over long term. I do not buy a company normally whose profits increases by let's say 5 to 6% over 10 years. I will not mostly buy that stocks. Most of my stocks are growth stocks. Like they have the ability to like give 15% or 20% CAGR in profits over long term. So of course, HDFC Bank is one of them. And now, how should this company grow, right? It should have the market to grow, right? So HDFC Bank is gaining market share from public sector banks. So that's how it is growing. Of course, organic growth is there, but it's also gaining market share. For HDFC Bank now, only 5% of his customers are from rural areas. So most of his customers are from, I mean, cities and towns. So I think they have a good opportunity here to capture. It's a part of Nifty 50 index. I mean, top 50 big companies of India, and its return on equity, that is normal return on investments it is making, is close to 17%. That's quite good. Next one is HDFC. Okay, do not think that HDFC Bank and HDFC are same. Both are different stocks. HDFC Bank is a bank, and HDFC is a housing loan company. So both are different. But both are run by the same group, that is HDFC Group. So this is another favorite stock of mutual funds. You will see most of the mutual funds having this HDFC. It's the largest housing loan company in India with around 20% market share. Okay, leave this. So they, of course, this is the core business of like providing housing loans. Other than this, they have more than 50% stake in HDFC Life Insurance and HDFC Asset Management Company. Both recently got listed in stock market. They have 18% stake in HDFC Bank, plus 10% stake in Bandhan Bank, plus unlisted investment in HDFC Ergo Health Insurance, or this is normally, I will say, insurance business. So see how many investment they have made, right? This investment itself huge for them, because this company was very big. Their investment in HDFC Life Insurance, HDFC AMC, HDFC Bank, Bandhan Bank, these all are very big companies. Their stake itself will be worth a lot of crores. That stake itself. They have so their profit CAGR is 20% last 10 years, quite good. And also I see that there is a huge market ahead for them in the housing sector. I do not think that housing sector is saturated now. It will grow. It will keep on growing. A lot of people will buy house even in the future, and nobody buys house without loans, right? Who will buy? You will not have that much money, right? 30, 50, 80 lakhs to buy a house at one go. So most of the people do take loan. It's again return on equity is quite good, 16%, and it's again a part of Nifty 50 index. Next one, it's ITC. It's a very debated stock, I will say, in the stock market today. Like, okay, let's talk about ITC stock. Okay. Even today, most of its profits are from cigarette business. So it has 85% market share in legal cigarettes market. But it has also diversified into FMCG business. So I think today 50% of the revenue comes from FMCG sector, but still 85% of the profits comes from cigarette sector. That's why the market does not rate this stock well. It still thinks this as a cigarette making company. But things will change in the future. From my perspective, what I think is, because they are very aggressive into the FMCG sector and their revenue are increasing year by year. The only thing is that they should also increase their margins and increase the profits for FMCG sector. And the management in the recent commentary, whatever, I was on a new channel when I saw, they have the plan to basically make this FMCG sector, this division, FMCG division, profitable in the coming next 2 to 3 years. So of course, it has brands like Sunfist, Bingo, Classmate, and Asirvad. Asirvad Atta, you would have heard of this. It is planning to give 80 to 85% of the profits as dividend. So at current price, it should be around 6 to 7% dividend yield. That's more than fixed deposit returns, right, of many banks. Its price to earning is very less, 15 now. And in the last 5 years, it was 13. But huge crashes happened from around 300 something. It was close to 400, close to 400. Now it's close to 200. So huge crashes happened. So I think this is a good opportunity to buy. Sorry. There is no fundamental change in this. Still the sales are increasing, profits are increasing. There is no fundamental change. Of course, 50% CAGR profits in last 10 years. It's a part of Nifty 50 index. It's also aggressive, I told you, in the FMCG sector. And return on capital employed is good, 34%. Next one is Britannia. So Britannia has these brands. So it's a biscuits and bakery company. It's biscuits. Some of the biscuit brands are, I will say, Little Hearts, NutriChoice, Good Day, Jim Jam, Time Pass, Britannia, and Britannia, of course, is. So these are some of the brands. Tiger is a brand. Marigold is a brand. So these all are the famous brands of Britannia. So Varun Berry is the CEO, and he's doing very good actually. He has helped in increasing the operating margin from around 6% to 16% now in the last 5 years. That's you can see that in the stock price also. It's in the biscuit, it has a market share of 38%, quite huge market share. And it is also diversifying into other food categories like breads, dairy, and other categories, and it's trying to become a food company. 27% profits CAGR growth in last 10 years, quite good. Return on capital employed 37%, quite good. It's a part of Nifty 50 index. So most of these companies are very big companies. They're very, I mean, there is very less chance that they will fall. I mean, fall in the sense that they will go bankrupt or something. They are very big to fall. These are very big companies. Another big company is Godrej Consumer Products. So this has this brand. It's a FMCG company. Synthol soaps, Hit, then Good Night. Then you have Mr. Magic hand wash. Right. These are all right. All of these are their brands, and also they are in hair color segment. Godrej Hair Expert. I think these are all their brands. Of course, it's a Godrej group company, very professional management, huge market share in insecticides, hair color, and soaps market. 28% CAGR profits in last 10 years, quite huge. Return on capital employed has decreased. It's around 20% because they have like deployed a lot of capital outside India in emerging markets, and those emerging markets are not providing very huge profits to them. So their profits from those markets are not quite good. That's why their capital employed has decreased. But this has also made the stock very cheap at the current price to earning ratio of 30. Let's see how management goes over the overseas business. I will watch them closely, like whether they are able to increase their margins and make it more profitable. So, of course, say Nifty Next 50 company. And I think this company is quite good at innovation. If you see the products there, right, all are very innovative products. If you see, like, uh, if you see this one, Hit and Good Night, and their hand wash, and all this, I are very innovative products. I think, according to me. And also, mostly you will go to site, you will see the price to earning multiple as some 40 or 50 you may see. But that's because this year the profits has decreased, right? So my intention is not to, okay, only look at this year profits. So let's look at the last 3, 4 year profits. So some years can be very bad for a company. So I do not consider that year mostly. Next one, of course, the Reliance Industries. Maybe I would have put this first. It's the largest company in India by market cap. It's most of its revenues comes from petrochemicals, refining business. Of course, it has Reliance Retail and Reliance Jio business. So last two are the emerging business for it. Jio valuation is close to 5 lakh crores and Reliance Retail valuation is close to 3 lakh crores. So total they sum up to 8 lakh crores of valuation, right? Quite good, I mean. It's a digital company now. I mean, they are showing themselves a digital company. So they have Geo and they are trying to basically become a digital company now. So that's, I think, I mean, the next leg of growth for them, I think. So that's where the most of revenue and profits should come from in the future. And what the next disruption should happen, right? For they are, I mean, known for doing this, right? Geo, of course, is one example of that. So let's watch out what market they are going to enter next. Profits is close to 10% CAGR in last 10 years, but in last 5 years is close to 15%. And I do not think, I think it should be like 10 to 15% profits. I'm not expecting much from Reliance Industries. Like it's already very big companies. And I should be happy with around 10 to 15% returns from this, plus some dividends, of course. Next one is Mahindra and Mahindra. It's a flagship company of Mahindra Group. So it is the chairman is Anand Mahindra, and this is the flagship company of that. This company is mostly into tractors, making tractors, cars, commercial vehicles, and it has a lot of subsidiaries. Like there are a lot of Mahindra Group companies. Like I will say Mahindra Holidays, Mahindra Logistics, Take Mahindra. All of these are Mahindra Group companies. So M&M has a lot of stake in those. Current price to earning multiple is 10. I will say quite low compared to other automobile companies like Maruti Suzuki, which has like price to earning of 25 around. But okay, there are some issues with Mahindra and Mahindra also. Like the issue was with their overseas investments, like they were not making any profits from them. But now they have told that they will not do any further investment in those loss-making subsidiaries, like overseas subsidiaries. And also see the market for them. Today, like you have only one tractor per village, right? That's quite low, right? The volume is quite low. So I think they have a lot. So I normally see Mahindra and Mahindra as tractors company because most of the profits comes from the tractors. Of course, commercial and cars are there, but I mean, I am mostly because of tractors on Mahindra and Mahindra. Because of tractors, I have bought this. 13% CAGR profits in last 10 years. Return on capital employed is less, 13%. But I think it should increase once they actually exit those business, overseas business that are loss making. I think they should increase in the future. Next one is Avenue Supermarts. It's the parent of DMart company. I mean, DMart stores that you see, right? If you go to DMart stores, that is the retail outlets. Last 5 year profit CAGR is 40%, right? Quite huge, right? 40%, 5 years, quite huge, right? You will not see for most of the stock like this much profit CAGR. I mean, I will say my intention for buying this stock is that the organized retail. This company is into organized retail. It's just 13% of the overall retail market today. Most of the retail market is unorganized today. So I think they have a lot of market to capture, and still they are in still very few states. I will say they have a lot to expand. And also one moat that they have is that they own most of their stores, so they do not have to pay rent, and rent is increasing year by year, so that they will save a lot of on this. Current valuation is quite expensive, PE of 115. But my thinking is that this stock can keep growing at 25-30% for long term, since it has huge market ahead, and also it has a very good cash flow that it can use for expansion. So I think it should grow at that rate for long term, 10-15 years. Also, it has become very aggressive in opening new stores, so that should also increase the profits. And another thing is that return on capital employed is 25%. So if it is deploying new capital, it is making very good returns from that capital, right? That's one, I will say, one point that makes it unique in that sense. These are all the large cap companies now discussed about. Let's come to mid cap companies. Like first one is the Tata Chemicals, a Tata Group company. Of course, it has three business. Basic chemicals is their old business. They are now entering a specialty chemicals and energy business. And I think that these two last business should be the new leg of growth for them. So energy business is normally with lithium ion batteries. They will be producing lithium batteries in the future. So I think that last two, so basic chemicals is of course a huge cash generator for them. Like they have like salt business and soda ash business in this, and bicarbonate business in this. So these all are generate huge cash. I think they can use this cash to for the other two business, energy business and specialty chemical business, and it should provide a good growth for them. Current valuation is quite cheap, price to earning of 8, and if it grows like I am expecting it to, this should expand. Even the book value is for the stock is 506, and current price is just 315. So very undervalued, I will say. Even dividend is 3.5% for this, right? See, the 3.5% you are getting, that is savings account what you get, right? The yield that you get from savings account, you are getting from this stock at current price. Profit CAGR is only 7% from last 10 years, not quite good. But if you add dividend, it should be close to maybe 9-10%, maybe looking at the current rate, maybe okay, at least 9%. Okay, that's okay for me, and I see a good growth from them in the future. That's why I bought this stock. Even it gives 7, I told you, not all the stocks will do good. When it gives 7, 8, 9%, it's okay. Next one is IDFC First Bank, another mid-cap company. V. Vaidyanathan is the CEO of this. And also understand that the banking is all about trust. Like how much trust you have on promoters. If you do not if you cannot trust promoters, you do not invest in the banks itself, because banking companies, they can always change the numbers. Like they can show you huge loan growth, very less NP and everything, like Yes Bank did. So, and I trust V. Vaidyanathan. I mean, I trust because of his experience in retail banking. So he has been at the ICICI Bank before, and also he was running Capital First, like which now got merged into IDFC First Bank. On both these institutions, he has performed very good. So that's why I have trust on him. So and also the numbers are showing the CASA ratio has increased at 23% CAGR over last 6 quarters. This is because of like they give very high interest rates on the fixed deposit, 7%. That's why a lot of people are depositing money, opening accounts and depositing money with IDFC First Bank. So this is very positive for them. Retail loan book is growing at 25% CAGR. That's again quite good. It also is doing good branding of itself. Like it is becoming brand ambassador for like KBC. It became brand ambassador for it. I was able to see its advertisement a lot. I mean, in other like on the roads and many other places also. So they are also aggressive in advertising them. Next one is Godrej. Argovate, this is again a Godrej Group run company. 70% promoter stake. So promoters are very confident about this company actually. That's why you see very high stake in, I mean, by promoters in this. Also during this COVID crash, their promoters actually bought this stock a lot. So they have very good confidence in this stock. You know, Tata Chemicals also, when the stock price of Tata Chemicals fell in the COVID crash, their promoters are Tata Group. They also bought a lot of stocks of Tata Chemicals. So they have a lot of confidence in that. They think that the value of these companies is larger than what the people is, I mean, what the investors are seeing actually. Of course, Godrej Agrovet is in, it has a diversified business in animal feed, dairy business, crop protection business, vegetable oil business. Its return on capital employed is 20%, quite good. It has huge market opportunity, I see, in all these things like dairy, crop protection, vegetable oil, animal feed. That's what I see for them. That's why I bought. Now, of course, the management is quite good here. Plus, return on capital employed is good. So everything is good. It's still a small company, not a very big company. So I think it can grow a lot. Sales growth is 13% last 5 years. So its sales are increasing year by year. That's quite a good news. So profits can grow in later. They are in, I will say, in more in investment phase. So okay, its profits can grow, come in future. It's no issue. Next one is TCNS Clothing. It's a very boring name, right? TCNS Clothing. So the IPO happened in 2019 for it. So recently, only the company listed on the stock market. It's into women clothing. It has brands like W and Aurelia. I mean, these are mostly ethnic wears and also Western style, both combination of both. And my thinking is that in the future, more women are going to enter the workforce, right? So they will have more salary and basically more clothes to buy and more to spend. So normally I buy stocks thinking about next 10, 15 years, right? So I think that this should happen mostly. That's my perception. So return on capital employed is quite good, 31%. It's a small cap company now. And also I have done a detailed analysis of this stock. You can find the, I mean, analysis. I will paste the link in the description. Of Mahindra and Mahindra also I have done. So you can find the link in the description for this if you want to understand more about these stocks. Next one is Tata Elxsi, another Tata Group company. It's the only IT company that I have in my portfolio. Its return on capital employed is quite good, 51%. 17% CAGR profits last 10 years. So this stock has been doing quite good. It's not a very, I will say, turnaround company or something. It's already doing good. Like it provides services to three sectors mostly: automobile sector, telecom sector, and medical sector. And I see that they are decreasing the dependency from the automobile sectors. So most of the revenue used to come from automobiles, but they are now diversifying that to other sectors like telecom and medical. And I think that telecom and medical sectors are should be like their growth driver in the coming future years, because both the sectors are growing a lot. It's a small cap company, but it's a very good company. Next one is TV18. It's a Reliance Group company. Like it's most of the business is like it has news channels. It has also entertainment channels like Colors and MTV. Through Viacom 18, it also produces movies. I have done a detailed analysis of this also. You can find the link in the description for that. I became more positive on this stock after the merger took place. Sorry, not merger took place. The news of merger came that like TV18, Network 18, Hathway Cable, and their networks will be combined into one stock, and that stock will be the largest media company in the India. That's why I bought this stock. It's a kind of turnaround company. Like last 2 quarters results, I have seen they are improving numbers. So let's keep on seeing the numbers, like how they improve, and also the merger. Next one is Future Lifestyle. I will say it's another small cap company now. It's a Future Group stock. I mean, Future Group also has Future Retail, like other stock. Like its business is mostly central and brand factory outlets where they sell their own brands plus brands of other companies, clothing brands mostly. They have high debt issues, I will say. I mean, Future Group has high debt issue, and that's why the stock price crashed during the COVID. So due to, of course, lockdown, all their outlets got closed. But other than that, they have debt issue, and because of that, the stock price fell from 400 to around 100 rupees, around close to 100 rupees. So there is a news of Reliance buying this stock. So let's see how it unfolds. Even if Reliance does not buy, overall fundamentally this stock is quite good. Even the debt to equity ratio for this stock is only 0.5. But overall, Future Group stock depth is quite high. Return on capital employed is 16%, and also in the last 3 to 4 quarters, margins and profits are also increasing. So I have also done detailed analysis of this. Do watch the video in the description. You will have the link. Last stock here is Kaya. This one is the most riskiest stock in my portfolio. It's a loss-making company, right? All the other companies that you saw was profit-making company. This is the only company that's loss-making. It's promoted by Harsh Mariwala. He's also the chairman of, I will say, Marico. It's mostly into skin and hair treatment for women. It has negative profits, of course, for now. I will categorize this into a turnaround company mostly. And I think that the growth for it should come from mostly like it's mostly like its business is mostly related to women. So I think more again same logic. The more women entering into workforce, more earnings for them. And I think so. This normally the cost for one treatment here is close to 4,500, sorry, 4,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees. So of course, more women start entering workforce, more they earn, more they will spend. So that's my logic here. And also they have business in both India and Middle East. Middle East business is quite profitable. India is not quite profitable. So I think in the coming years, maybe they can turn around the India business. That should also provide good returns overall. So let's see how this unfolds. So I when I buy some stock, I have some logic, right? Why it should why its sales or profits will increase in the future. Then only I buy a stock. I do not buy a stock for whom I think that it cannot, I mean, sales cannot increase much in the future. I mean, or profits cannot increase. I do not buy most of those stocks. And also, if you see, it's not that many of my stocks are also giving good dividends. If you see, ITC is giving good dividend. Even Mahindra gives good dividend. Even Tata Chemicals is giving good dividends. So it's not that I'm not buying good dividend stocks. So all of those can also be categorized into both as dividend stocks and can be potential growth stock. So I don't have much risk there if you see, right? Even if the growth does not come, they have good cash flows. And okay, this will give, I think, at least 10% return, right? Even with very, even if they are able to increase profits at 8, 9%, my overall returns should be around 10%. So it's okay for me. As I told, not all the stock will do good. Even all the big companies that I have, even if thus they do good for the future, that's top 7, 8 companies, I should be making good money out of that also mostly. And out of these mid cap and small companies, like let's say 7 or 8 I have, even if 4 does good, okay, that's quite good for me. So that's my stock portfolio, and just share your own portfolio also into the in the comment section. So I will I can maybe pick out some good ideas from those portfolios for my portfolio. So I have around 16 companies, but of course it's not I'm limited by companies. Maybe I can go to maximum to 25 companies, but okay, after 25 companies I will not go. It becomes tough to like keep track of like maybe 50 companies if I have. It becomes tough to like keep track of them. So at max I will go to 25 companies. So even now I am trying to maybe think about like new opportunities. I will analyze more stocks and think about that. Thank you for watching this video.